Here we go. I've got a 16 card PSA reveal, and this guy got to PSA on March 7th. It was returned back to me on April 5th. So PSA is really moving through these orders, and what has now happened to me is I've been waiting for the 97 card 86 Fleer order to come back, as well as having like four or five of these things at various economy, right? $50 a card at various numbers, right? Various quantities in each order. And they've all kind of come back within like three weeks of each other. So figured I'd have more time to make decisions around this stuff. You know, what I'm keeping, what I'm selling and all that, but it's kind of all come back at once, and I'm figuring it out as we speak. So this, again, you're going to see mostly hockey cards. Actually, you might see all hockey cards. Yeah, it's all hockey. This is a 16 card order. All these are pretty, I mean, these are the sort of the last bunch of cards that I figured were worth the $50 price point. I think now we're sort of waiting for any of these the lower prices to come back. And I do believe PSA will bring back service levels at $20 and under, because I just feel like it needs to be a core part of their business. Now, I think the way people will be submitting cards in the future is going to be very different. So I think PSA will not get hit with the avalanche of cards that they had about a little over a year ago, because a lot of those people who are submitting stuff and submitting new stuff have probably given up on things. So let's go through this order. Many thanks to PSA for putting all these cards out of order. So probably jump around a bit. Bunch of precious metal gems, some really unique stuff, and we'll finish on a little bit of a sad note, because there is a Mike Bossy card in this order, and from the time I received it to today, he passed away and lost his battle with lung cancer. Here's a 2012 Fleer Retro Blue Martin Brodeur and near mint 7. This guy's numbered out of 50. These 2012 Precious Metal Gems is sort of the first year where they really did the PMGs. Very highly sought after right now. And really hard to get good grades on. If on this one, you can see there's a couple of, there's a little chip here. There's definitely some things, rough edges down there. And that's what these cards are really, what makes them really challenging. Here are a couple of jambalayas from 2009. Here's a Brodeur in a 10. There you go. It's been a couple of weeks since I actually opened this. I forget what it was. And here's a Malkin in a 9. So good start on these overall. Now we're going into 2015 Fleer Showcase with a familiar face. Artemi Panarin. Here's two blue Metal Universes. We got a 7 on the right, 8 on the left. Again, I think the biggest issues that these cards always have is the chipping. The one on the right definitely has some chipping in the upper right and the top, probably the worst spot. But again, numbered out of 50, and just really, really cool cards overall. Keep these here. I got a 2014 Patrick Kane blue, Precious Metal Gem Blue. This one's in a 9. Again, these guys are, I think, numbered out of, I did the math on this in a video a little while back, and I don't even remember what it was. I want to say there are 35 blues. I could be wrong. I'll have to put the stats up again. But it's a pretty big, that's a pretty good pull in a 9. This year doesn't chip as easily as the 2012 and 2015, as you will see in this next one. Here's a, come on. There we go. All right, here's a couple of 2012s. We got a Malkin on the right and a Joe Sakic on the left, 7 and 8, respectively, Sakic and Malkin. Again, really good condition cards for this condition-sensitive set. You can totally see the Malkin has just much better edges and corners, and the Sakic has some problems over here and definitely over there. So, about as expected. I'll put these guys in the back. Here's another 2012 for Patrice Bergeron, blue in a 7. He doesn't have the stats that you would necessarily that you're wowed by. I mean, if you've ever watched him play, you realize that he is definitely going to be a Hall of Famer someday. Here's the 2012 blue Carey Price in an 8. Lost season for him. I was actually surprised. I'm happy that this guy got an 8, even with that sort of nick down at the bottom there. But the rest of the card, I mean, that edge is a little rough. I think this grade was fortunate at an 8. That probably could have been a 7 there. What would let's see, what else we got here? All right. Another jambalaya. Keep in mind, when I send these to PSA, they are all in order. The jambalayas are together. You can see by the cert numbers, 434, 435, 436. And PSA just, I don't know what they do in their QA check. They just throw slabs together in an order. I don't know how they reconcile. Here's a Joe Sakic in a 9. I'll stop ranting. What would a reveal from me be without an electrifying? Here's a Lemieux in a 9. That's disappointing. We had gotten 2 of these before, or no, 1 of them before in a 10. 2 of them before in a 10. That's definitely disappointing. I have, let's see, we've got a 2013. We have a couple of 2013 Upper Deck The Cups. Here are the, again, these rookie patch autos. These patches are great. The Florida patches, especially when you get the, the logo in there, they're just so cool. Barkov on the left in a 7, Huberdeau on the right in an 8. Not too bad. I think the centering on this one's really good. A little off top to bottom. Centering on the Barkov is quite a bit off left to right, and even top to bottom. So, as expected, I was always hoping with, that I would get a 9 on one of these, but that just obviously didn't, that wasn't the case. Okay. And here is a 2018 O-Pee-Chee Platinum Alexander Barkov Golden Treasures. So if you're familiar with some of the insert sets in O-Pee-Chee Platinum, you've got Golden Treasures, you have Seismic Gold, you've got Emerald Surge, and I think there's a red one in there too that I'm not that familiar with because I'm not necessarily buying them. But this guy is a 1 of 1 from 2018. It's a pretty big card. It came back in a 9. I think it's acceptable. I don't know. I would say that the top to bottom's off a little bit, probably enough that probably eliminated the possibility of a 10 in that one, but that's a pretty cool card, a 1 of 1. And speaking of 1 of 1s, and I guess a good time to do a little tribute. This guy only got a 6, this 2007 O-Pee-Chee Premier Mike Bossy black autograph. This is a 1 of 1. You can kind of see that there, right? So he lost his battle with lung cancer, and I'll do a full, tribute to him in a future episode, because it is warranted. Because I think while I wasn't a Bossy guy as an Islander fan, not that I didn't like him, right? But I was much more of a Trottier fan than a Bossy fan. But I think when you look back and you see what this guy did, and just how when he came into the league and just set the league on fire from a goal scoring perspective. He had 9 straight 50-goal seasons. His last year, I think he played 63 games, had 38 goals, but couldn't make it through the rest of the year, and then had to retire the following year because of back injuries. I've said it before, we'd be talking about Alex Ovechkin chasing Mike Bossy's goal scoring record if he didn't have those injuries, because You know, these guys are playing like 18, 19 years, and he played 10. And, you know, I think he scored like 670 goals or something ridiculous. He was just amazing. We were lucky to have him on the Islanders, right? I mean, it helped. He obviously was a massive part of the 4 cups in a row. Died way too early. Unfortunately, it sounded like the last 6 months of his life were not good from a health perspective. Really difficult, and it's sad. And you know, there's a card there's definitely a card that's not going on the sale block. I'm glad it's slabbed, and that's about it. I'll see you for another reveal shortly. Thanks for watching, guys.